Okay, here's a place value chart. Here's my number. I'm going to put the commas in nice and big. I know they have them in there small. 7 million, that comma says million. Then I just say 333,820. So notice I just say 7 and then I say the comma because it's there. So 7 million. Then I say this number, 333,820. So my 7 is in my million spot. My 3 is in my 100,000 spot. My other 3 is in my 10,000 spot. My next 3 is in my 1,000 spot. My 8 is under my hundreds place. My 2 is in my tens place. So this is expanded form. Now if I write the values of those digits, this digit's value is 7 million, going back to what we talked about yesterday. This digit's value is 300,000. This one is 30,000, 3,000. This is 800, and then 20 and 0. So when we get to these 2, 3, 4, 5, we're going to write the value. So this 4 is in the 1,000 spot, so it's worth 4,000. This 1 is in the 100 spot, so it's worth 100. The 9 is in the 10,000s place, because here's thousands, 10,000s. So it's worth 90,000. Okay, you could also imagine everything behind the digit just turns to zeros. So this is going to be all zeros. This is in my 300 million, my 100 millions place, so it's 300 million. All right. Now, going back to what was at the very beginning of the lesson, what we're going to learn today is about how to represent the numbers: standard form, word form, expanded form. Okay? So this says write the number in 2 other forms. They give it to you in expanded form, so therefore we have to write it in word and standard. Let's start with standard form. I have an 8 in my 100,000s place. Notice there is nothing in my 10,000s place. There's a 4 right in my thousands place. There's nothing in my hundreds, there's nothing in my tens, and there's a 6 in my ones place. So now that I've written it in standard form, now I can write it in word form. 804,000 put your comma in. 6. There's nothing else to that number. 804,006. Okay, let's look at the next one. The next one gives it to me in word form. Pay attention to those commas. They're there for a reason. So there's going to be 2 commas in this number, so that means we're in the millions place right here. Okay, so 7 million. There's my comma. 20,000. Now remember, each period needs 3 digits, but this says 20. So you have to make sure you still have it in 3 digits. So this is how I'd write 20,000. If I put the 2 right there, that would be 200,000. So I know my 2 in my 10,000s place. 20,000, comma, 32. Same thing. We don't want to do this. We don't want to do 320. We need to do 32. So 7,020,032. Okay, now they already did it in word form. You need to put it into expanded form now. So that's where we take it, and my 7 is in my millions place. This is going to get pretty long, so probably try to write small. There's nothing in that place value spot, but my 2, put a plus sign, my 2 is in my 10,000s place. My 3 is in my tens place, plus I have a 2 in my ones place. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to look at these problems right here. If you understand all that, you should be able to do the on your own by yourself. Okay? If you have questions about any of this right here, I want you to press pause and just say, you can just say, I don't understand why you did this, or I don't understand this. You don't have to come up with a question. If there's something on here you don't understand, you just raise your hand and say, I'm not really getting it, and then I'll help you. Okay, so now what I want you to do is I want you to press pause and I want you to work through these on your own problems, and then you'll press play and we'll check it. Okay, so you should have these problems done. If you don't, press pause and do them. All right, so it says the value. It's in my 10,000s place. I'm going to go pretty fast, or 10 millions place, so it should be 40 million. This is in my 100,000, so it should be 400,000. This is in my 10,000, so it should be 90,000. This is in my 100 millions place, so it should be 400 million. This is in my hundreds place, so it should just be 300. My millions place, so 7 million. My 10,000s place, so 80,000. And then this is in my thousands place, so 5,000. All right, these two problems should also be done. If they're not, press pause and do them right now. If you have questions on any of these, you got them wrong, or you're not understanding what your mistake is, raise your hand and ask. So write the number in two other forms. So it gives us in standard, so that means you have to do word and you have to do expanded. So the word form, 345,000. So 345,000. Now, this is math class. I'm not too worried about spelling, but do your best on spelling so that I can still read it. And now look at, there's nothing else in this number, 345,000. That's it. You don't even need a comma because there's nothing else in this number. So now let's write it in expanded form. My 3 is in my 100,000s place, plus my 4 is in my 10,000s place, plus my 5 is in my thousands place. Okay, let's look at the next one, word form. This is millions, this is thousands, so 119 million, nothing here, so we don't, there's nothing here, so we don't say anything. So 119 million, 3. 119 million, comma, 3. Okay, expanded form. 1 in my 100 millions place. This is going to get a little bit long. Plus a 1 in my 10 millions place, plus a 9 in my millions place, plus a 3 in my ones place. And that's it. Okay, if you have questions on this, press pause and raise your hand. If you can do this part and you did this part well, or you understand the mistakes you were making, your homework is going to be easy. Let's go to the next page. On this page, you're going to be doing number 18 and 19 using this chart, and then you're going to do number 22. So this chart is average distance from the sun. Okay? Go ahead and give an attempt by yourself, and then check what you think is the right answer. So press pause and do these two problems. Okay, these two problems should be done. Let's go over it. Which planet is about 10 times as far as Earth is from the sun? So let's look at Earth. Earth is in my 100,000s place. 10 times bigger than that would be adding a 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so I need 6 zeros. Now if I put my commas in the right place, that means I need something a distance in the 100 millions place. Or sorry, not in the 100 millions place, in the millions place. And that's Saturn. So Saturn is 10 times further from the sun than Earth. So now going the opposite, remember what we learned yesterday, 1/10 of something is getting 10 times smaller. Which planet is about 1/10 of the distance from Uranus, that Uranus is from the sun? So Uranus is in the 2 millions place value. So we need to get 10 times smaller, so we need to take a 0 off. This has 6 zeros, so this time we need 5 zeros. So we need something in the 200,000s place. So Mars. Okay, when I was getting 10 times bigger, I added a 0. That's 10 times bigger. When I was getting 10 times smaller, or 1/10 of it, I took a 0 off. Okay, go down to number 22. Press pause if you didn't do this problem. If you've done this problem, you're checking it. So it says in the number 869,653,214, which describes the digit of the 6 in the 10 millionths place and how it compares to the digit 6 in the 100,000ths. So let's write that out. My 6 in my 10 millionths place looks like that, 60 million. My 6 in my 100,000ths place looks like that. This looks like it's 2 place value spots bigger. And remember, 2 place value spots is 10 times 10. So that means it's 100 times as much. It's 100 times bigger. 60 million is 100 times bigger than 600,000. Okay? If you have questions on any of this, this is the time to press pause and raise your hand and ask questions. If not, follow instructions on the board.